Welcome back, everybody. Mike's on the mics.
Welcome back. Episode 32.
32.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's took a couple week break.
Yeah.
You know, that's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
They've got some landscaping, some trips planned, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'll get out of the way, and we're back.
We're back. All right.
Yeah.
Got a good show. Lots to
We all
talk
missed
about
us.
here. You know they missed us. They can't get enough of the mics.
Right. When all you got is Lenny and Foster.
Old school.
Bring it back. Lenny and Rico to listen to. Yeah, you need a little break. So
Yeah, exactly. How's your week been?
my week's been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's flown by with the holiday on Monday, man. It just it just really messes things up in a good way.
Yeah.
But the week flew by.
I took an extra day off. I took Tuesday off.
Did you? Oh, you got a real short week.
Oh, yeah. Well, the next 3 weeks are short for me. I work 3 days this week, 4 days next week, and then 3 days the week after that because I got
Because you're going
my
to
San Diego trip coming up. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Too bad the Padres weren't in town. I'd be hitting the stadium.
I was going to ask you if you were going to go to a Padres
I was one of the first things I looked up when I was
when you were there.
planning the trip, and no, they're on the road. So
Now figures.
yeah, I know.
How far is San Diego from like Anaheim or LA or that's right?
It's like 2 hours.
Okay, that's not.
No, it's not bad. What the problem is the traffic. It could be 5 hours.
Yeah, you need.
Mileage wise, it should only take you 2 hours to get there.
Mhm.
Something was going on in LA that weekend too. I was like,
Like a festival or something.
yeah. So there's some sporting event.
Uh,
I don't know, it might have been a WWE thing. I think was actually going on.
okay. Okay.
I was like, all right, it's not that bad of a drive, but
Now,
no,
bring your championship belt.
yeah. So sunny California, right around the corner.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That can't be bad.
No, it was good. But I did just get back from Toronto last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. How was that?
It was good. So my dad and John and I, we went there for a little baseball trip. Went and saw the Tigers in Toronto. That was cool. Toronto's pretty cool. I'd go back. And hang
It looked
out.
cool from the pictures. I've heard it's a great city to visit.
Yeah. Traffic was a nightmare.
Oh,
but
was it?
Yeah. Any downtown areas like that. But
Do they have a decent like public transit? Like if you need to get from place to place or?
yeah, they had like they weren't trolleys. They were like almost kind of like the queue line like we have, but not just one way. I mean, the tracks were all around the city. So it's some
Okay.
type of monorail.
Okay. Gotcha.
But no, it was a cool city. But what we didn't realize, and it was actually really fun. So we get down there. We get there Friday. We went 2 nights. So Friday we went to the game on Saturday. We get down there Friday night. We're like, all right, let's go watch the Tigers game, Friday night game. It already started. We were like, let's go to a bar restaurant and go watch this game. We didn't realize as we're walking in that the Toronto Maple Leafs were playing that night.
Playoffs too.
I don't know if anyone's ever experienced hockey in Canada. It's a wild, wild event. It was almost like an experience I didn't know I needed to be a part of. Seriously. So we get in there, and we're just like, there's Maple Leafs fans all over the place.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I don't know if they'll let us watch the game because we're tigered out too, right? So we get in there, super nice people. The host is like, how can I help you? I was like, we want to watch the baseball game. Is that right? He's like,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're gonna have to go back to Detroit.
yeah. No, nothing like that. Just like, all right, come on, put us in the back corner of the restaurant, right? What serves us right.
Yeah.
But we had our own TV on the wall, little TV on the wall. He puts the game on for us, and we were able to watch the game, and we're like, holy crap! We're looking around at everybody, just like, look at these hockey fans, and like, obviously the Maple Leafs are a huge rival of the Wings, but the Wings aren't in the playoffs, right? So we're sitting there, we're talking. I was like, it's 0-0 through the first period, most of the second. I was like, I kind of want to see Toronto win.
Yeah.
And I want to see a goal.
Yeah.
This place is going to erupt.
Yeah.
And it does. Toronto scores, and that place went absolutely wild.
That's really cool.
I mean, and it was something we were taking a video because, I mean, and everyone's in Maple Leafs jerseys. There was this table of like a dozen dudes. We don't know why they were dressed like this. But they all were in ref uniforms. Just having a blast, right? I mean, good for them. I mean, I could see, stuff happening like that around here for some of our team, but it's hilarious. So Maple Leafs, they end up winning the game. So we leave. Tigers won that night too. Nobody, they could care less about the baseball game. The Canadians, they could care less about it. Actually, Baez, I think he hit a home run that night, and that table of the refs started chanting Javi.
Oh,
and we're sitting there like, we didn't know why. And maybe it's because the Blue Jays aren't that great. So like maybe they're kind of tired of their team or something. I don't know. But you just hear the whole crowd, Javi, Javi.
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
Why are they chanting Javi's name? Anyways, it was super cool.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was too. And he never played for the Blue Jays.
Okay.
So
all right.
I don't know. There's probably a story behind that we just have no idea.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Wow. That's
So
cool.
we go and we leave, and they had, I think I'm going to say it, Scotia Bank Arena. It's
Yeah,
right down the street from where the stadiums are pretty close, like Detroit. And they had a viewing party outside. So we leave the bar that we're at the same time that the hockey game's over. You would have swore they won the Stanley Cup. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
The streets filled up. Cars are honking the horn. People are screaming and yelling and high-fiving everybody and celebrating in the street. And I told John and my dad, I go, all you did was force a game 7. Like, that's exciting, yes. But you would have thought that they won the Stanley Cup. I go, this city would, I don't even know what it would be like if a Stanley Cup was actually won there.
Well, you know what's funny is that maybe it's because they knew, like, okay, hey, we won. Let's celebrate this now because we know when Game 7 comes, our season's over.
Yes.
Because I think they've lost like 7 or 8 Game 7s in a
So
row.
Game 7 comes Sunday.
Yeah.
They lose 6-1. So I'm glad we were there for the win. But it was like an experience.
The players must have been partying too.
Oh yeah. So that was pretty cool. But otherwise, Toronto was great.
What was it like? Hold on, like seeing something like that? Like, because usually when we go and watch a big sporting event, we're tied to it somehow, whether it's one of our teams, whatever. What was it like witnessing that from an outsider? You know,
so it was cool to have that outside view of like, man, look how happy these people are.
Yeah.
But like,
did you get a little FOMO?
Yeah, because you have this feeling like you can't, like, you can't get into it, right? Like, we wanted to see the Maple Leafs win to see this reaction from everybody,
right.
But there's no feeling.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a really weird concept to see how everybody is super happy. I mean, it kind of reminded me of like when the Tigers clinched the playoffs last year. I was downtown for that, and the city was going nuts, right? And you have this feeling of just all these emotions and adrenaline running through.
You're attached to it.
You're so happy. So it's an odd feeling to look at it from the outside, and you just see everybody super happy, having fun, right? And good for them because it looked like a fun time, but it's hard. You can't really join them, right?
Well,
it's not your team.
You wonder what it would have been like if it was been the opposite. Would they have started burning couches? And
I'm glad they won while we were there, so we didn't have to deal with any of that. But no, it was pretty cool. And then the next day went to Rogers Center. The roof was closed, unfortunately, because it was rainy that day. Tigers lost that game too, but stadium is really cool. And it's funny, we wake up the next morning and I'm checking my email on my phone. And it's like things to know about today's game. It was Barbie Day at the stadium. I'm like, of course it would be Barbie Day the day we decide to go. And they were giving away.
Was Margot Robbie there at least?
I wish, right? No. They were giving away like some pink Hawaiian shirts. So we walk in. I think I sent you the picture of it, and it's just pink everywhere. They like transform the inside. Did
you guys get one?
No,
too late?
So we were walking around downtown Toronto before the game. Okay. People were in line at 10 a.m. at the stadium to get these shirts. So, and I wasn't going to take those shirts away from a Blue Jays fan. I was never going to wear it. Right. I mean,
you hope to work in it.
Yeah. Maybe if it was a Tiger one. Yeah. But no, I wasn't. But it was cool. It was a cool experience. It is kind of like a concert in there with the dome closed because they do a lot of like shut the lights off.
I saw
get the
watching
the strobe lights going and stuff. So
that's cool.
They do a good job. It's a cool stadium. Toronto's sweet city. I definitely go back. So it was a cool experience.
Are prices inside still like kind of the same as you would see here or whatever? Just kind
of... that's the same. The one thing I had to get, I mean, our dollar is worth more there. So like, and of course, I'm not thinking when we first get there, I'm like looking at menus. I'm like, damn, everything's expensive here. And I was like, oh wait, no, it's not that bad.
Yeah,
it's not that bad. Yeah. So no, it was cool.
That's good. Yeah.
Weird thing about Toronto is hard to buy beer. You have to go to a beer store. So it's like
Florida.
Yeah. So it's like 9:30 at night. We're walking around. We went into like a couple different stores. Nothing. So we're like, we see this bar, Gabby's. That was a really cool bar. So we go in there and we're gonna grab a beer. And we ask the guy, we're like, hey, where can we buy some beer? And he like looks at his watch. Is like, oh, not at this time. We're like, it's 9:30 at night. It's like, oh no,
I just got done with supper. Beer.
Beer stores close early, so
that's why
we had to get out there the next morning to pick up some drinks to have at the Airbnb. But
yikes.
But yeah, no, good vibes in that city. great place to visit. I'd be back there for sure. I go back to another baseball game too. It was fun.
Yeah, I've always wanted to visit there. And I mean, what is it, a 3.5 hour drive?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to get hung up in customs.
Yeah, customs was smooth too.
Yeah.
No issue though. Going into Canada, they messed with us a little bit, but the guy was joking around.
Okay.
So yeah, he was just giving us a hard time because we'd go through. He's like, "What are you here for?" And again, we're all tigered out, right? Everybody's got a tiger head on or tiger shirt. And we're like, "Oh, we're going to the Tiger game." He goes, "Everybody's going to the Tiger game." So, because the line was long getting into Canada, and I'm assuming majority of them were there for the game.
Yeah.
And then coming back home, guy looked at our IDs, ran them through, and just,
okay,
adios. Cool. So yeah, it was good.
Well, you guys obviously didn't have any warrants for your arrest either, so you guys are all back, so that's good.
Yeah, we were safe. Yeah. You know, sitting like, oh God, am I still in trouble for that one thing? No.
No, that's cool. Yeah, it sounds like a good trip. Definitely somewhere I'd like to go to.
Would have been better if the Tigers would have won, but they ended up winning the next day, won another series. So.
Yeah.
How about them Tigers though, man? They've been,
man. I'll tell you what. It's I've
stumbled a little bit with Cleveland.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen though.
Yeah, the Cleveland thing. I was like thinking about that. I'm like, is this a thing? Like, are we? Because there's a good chance we run into Cleveland again. Playoffs are obviously in the season, but in the playoffs we could see them. And like, is this going to be a thing? But I don't think it is. It's just they had a hiccup. What did they do? They Scuba went out and dominated.
Yeah,
and they freaking swept the Giants. Anytime they've had a hiccup this season, they've squashed it.
I feel bad for the next team coming in.
Yes, because they come out with their hair on fire and they just take care of business. So I'm pleasantly surprised in the start, the way they're playing. Like everything, like I'm pleasantly surprised. What is your take?
I mean, we're the best team in baseball right now.
It's
in both leagues.
Yeah,
and I don't know if surprising is the right word, but you look at the National League, those teams are stacked in the National League. I think a lot more stacked than what the American League offers.
Right, and we just swept a team in the best division in baseball, which is the NL West.
Yeah,
we literally, I mean, the Giants were coming in playing really well.
Yeah,
and we just,
I mean, we're not too far ahead of those other teams. I think the best team over there has 35 wins, right? So they're right behind us, but I don't think anybody could have predicted the season that we're having right now.
No.
I mean, sure, good. I think good. I would even say, first place or kind of back and forth with Cleveland.
Yeah, we kind of
I could have seen it. We're going to battle all year round.
I mean, what are we? We have a 6-game division lead. I mean, would you have predicted that already?
No, not this early.
And it's not like the Central's bad.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you got 4 out of the 5 teams are above 500 right now.
I know.
And Minnesota was, up until recently, Minnesota was really hot. So,
well, right now we're on pace to win 103 games.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, the dog days still have to come up. We'll see how that goes, right? And I think we can keep riding this out. I mean, and you heard AJ Hinch last night, and he's like, any day, anybody could be the hero.
Yeah.
We're not relying on one person. Our 26 men are going to beat you. And we don't care who you are.
And you know what? If the other team tries to throw a wrench or a curveball, lack of a better term, into the game plan, like, we have an answer for that. Okay, we have a Bonias who can come off the bench and hit and crush lefties, or you know what I mean. We have, not to mention,
and then
Javi Baez playing freaking Gold Glove caliber center field.
I still can. This is
nobody would have predicted that.
No. Well, you mentioned Ibanez yesterday. He makes that error. But then gets the game-winning hit.
Yeah.
So
they
kind of make up for their mistakes, right?
Yeah.
And I said that earlier in the season. I think anything that's going to be our issue is going to be our errors and mistakes that are made. I don't think it's going to be the pitching giving up too much hits or anything.
Yeah.
It's going to be those errors. But all right, you made an error.
Yeah.
But now you come back and you make up for it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this team, there's just so much fun to win.
They are, and they really don't. And I know you bring up the errors, and that was kind of a thing, I think, in the preseason. I know spring training, they were worried about like the defense, but I think the defense overall has been pretty good.
I think so, yeah.
Other than some hiccups here and there, but they all had it. I mean, like, you watched that when a few weeks ago when the Tigers played the Red Sox. Like, the Red Sox couldn't get it together. You know what I mean? They're supposed to be like this veteran, like, team ready to win. They got to, you know what I mean? And, like, I think didn't Rather Green have an inside the park home run off an error?
Yeah, where they go, the Little League home run.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just, that was a fun series. I listened to that one while I was doing yard work, and I really enjoyed listening to that series because, for one, I'm not gonna lie, I still have some bitterness towards Bregman and him. Not so to go and whoop their ass, and sweep them. That was fun, and then to see them sweep San Francisco, the team is really good. I don't know how else to put it. I know you said 103 wins, and I was thinking about this today. Really, what it comes down to is you have to go into the end of the season hot. That's what's going to come down to. The Tigers,
just like last year,
they could. This team is a 100-win capable team, but hopefully we go into the playoffs just red hot again. And make a run, because that's what it's going to come down to.
So, I think you just keep winning series. I know the Tigers, they keep going on these 4, 5, 6 game winning streaks. Right. Somebody was talking about it the other day. You don't want to go 10-game winning streak, lose 6 games.
Yeah, right.
Win 8, lose 7, right? If we can stay on that 4, 5, 6, then you lose 1 or 2, right? Just keep winning the series. I think that's all that matters. Is not so much of a streaky, just win the series.
Yeah.
Even if you go and you take 2 out of the 3 or 3 out of the 4 for the rest of the season. That's all you need to do. Just win the series. You don't need to be on a long winning streak.
Yeah, just like they did with St. Louis, right? Did that series, did they lose the first one and then win the next 2?
We got crushed the first game.
Yeah, and the St. Louis was coming into that. For one, they were great at home and they were playing really well baseball. And what did we do? Just come through and took care of business. Yeah, that's a sign of a good team. If a team comes in playing hot, but you're with the Tigers case, they're just being a very good baseball team. That doesnment matter. The Tigers will put an end to it because they're a good baseball team.
Yeah,
they don't have a clear weakness.
No,
they're going to get.
Everybody's picking it up. Game in and game out. It's always somebody.
They don't have a clear weakness, and I think that's what really surprised me with this team. Even their base running is good. Dan Dickerson said on the radio a couple weeks ago, and I was trying to get the stat. I have it 90% there, but he said that the Tigers are the first team in 30 years in their efficiency from getting from first to third or second to home, as far as how often they're not getting thrown out.
Yeah,
how they're able to stretch.
Yeah,
and what you're doing is you're putting stress on the other team, and that's what they constantly do. They put pressure on you at all times.
Yeah, I mean the opposing team's relief pitchers are always coming in some type of disaster.
Yes.
Right. We have runners on base, right? Yeah. So it's high pressured situations.
The other starters throwing through a lot of pitches, and
that's what you want to do to the other team. You want to beat them down, and especially in the first game or two, get to that bullpen. So by game 3, they're depleted.
Yeah, that's a good
game
point.
3, 4, they're depleted, right? We've already
point.
been using their bullpen every day.
Yep.
If you can get to those starters, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's a really good point.
And then you got
can affect them all.
Yeah. Then you got a guy on our team, Scoobs, who just a bullpen needs a rest. I got it. I'll go complete game.
94 pitches. We know which is crazy about that is that he didn't get the no-hitter, but for as well as he pitched, he should have been credited with a no-hitter because 94 pitches, 13 strikeouts.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any more dominant than that.
So I saw this. This is from
and no walks either, I think, right? No walks, yeah.
This was from Ben Verlander, the baseball guy.
Yeah. Is it Justin's brother, right?
It is Justin's brother, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he was actually in the Tiger system for a while. Ben.
Yeah, he was in our yeah. So he said this was all MLB starting pitchers to throw a pitch 101.7 mile per hour or harder in the 7th inning or later. Tarek Skubal, Justin Verlander, end of list.
Wait, this is in all MLB. Wow.
In all of MLB. To throw over 101 in a 7th inning or later with Scoobs and JV.
All right, let me ask you something really quick. As far as those two guys, because I know Scoobs will get compared to Verlander a lot.
Oh, I already am to him.
Who do you think's going to end up having a better career when it's all set?
So, I was going to ask you this question. Are you prepared to have Scoobs be the best Tiger pitcher in history?
Yeah.
Listen, I love JV, right? He was great for us. Cy Young MVP. Everybody knows the career he had.
Yeah.
I think Scoobs still has a little bit more to do to surpass JV, but he's on the way. I wouldn't be mad at it.
No.
You're on our team. You're a Tiger. We're the old English D.
Yep.
Do it. Knock Verlander off of his throne of Detroit pitching, right? That only means Now we have two of the best pitchers ever play on our team.
Well, the thing with Skubal too, and I know he only has one postseason, but he did pitch well last postseason, very well. Verlander, I don't know if you guys remember, early in his career, like in the postseason, he wasn't very good. It took him a while to kind of get in there. But Skubal, other than that one inning last year, or even you could have maybe a couple bad pitches against Cleveland, he was really good in the postseason. I think that's where it's going to separate him from Verlander.
Yes.
I know Verlander did get a ring. He figured it out later in his career. But like Skubal, I think it's just he's coming out the gate swinging dominant, and I think that's what's going to set him apart.
Verlander, from what I remember, and I don't have the exact stats. This is kind of you could find it, but it'd be a deep stats search. But I remember he always had a rough first 3 to 4 innings in the playoffs.
Yeah,
like he was getting hit around. He like went opposite, right? He was normally you're powerful through the first time through the lineup.
Yeah.
Now the batters get to see your stuff. Now you start
time third.
No, he was their second, third time through. Now he figured them out. And he'd be shut down from inning 4 to 8.
He would get stronger later
as the game went on.
He would start to throw the ball harder, locate his pitches better. He just needed to get warmed up, I guess. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah.
And Skubal's got a little bit of that too. I mean, as we saw from 102.7 miles per hour, whatever he threw on, was that Monday or Sunday?
Yeah, that was impressive.
That was very impressive. And to do it in 94 pitches, which it's funny that I didn't even realize this was called a thing, the Maddox.
Yeah.
I just learned what that was, and I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. That is pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, that was that'll be interesting to kind of follow his career, but I think
okay. So I wanted to bring up, you mentioned Bregman.
Yes.
And I'm going to bring this up. I don't know if you heard, there are the trade rumors are already going around. There's two big ones right now that are involving the Tigers.
Okay.
So we'll get to we'll do the Bregman one first. The new rumor is the Tigers should go after Bregman as a third baseman at the trade deadline.
Man.
But and you won't have to give up much
for Bregman.
And he'll have the option to opt out or opt in to our team next year.
Yeah, because he'll be under.
He wanted that $40 million we didn't want to pay, but that half of that will already be paid for this year by the time he comes to Detroit by Boston.
Yeah.
So because when I heard this, my first thought was like, well, he didn't really want to be here, but I kind of took myself back. I don't think that's really, he didn't want to be here. I think he went with because he said within the last half hour, he thought he was going to be in Detroit.
Yeah.
And he got the contract that he wanted out of Boston. So take personal feelings away. I guess I'm not really sure. I guess I would be leaned more towards going to get him, but I don't know. What do you think? Would you go make a trade? I mean, you're going to give up a couple minor league players. I think one of the names that was brought up was Lorenzo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he would be one to go.
Tyron Lorenzo. That's what we got for with the Flaherty deal last year. We got him and Sweeney from the Dodgers organization. Yeah. You know what, the whole situation with that is baffling to me because
what, Boston's in what, third?
Yeah, they're 27 and 31.
Fourth place.
They're 9.5 games.
They're falling apart. They're already starting to look like they're going to be sellers at the end of the.
Well, not to mention there's with the Devers situation with the him kind of being outspoken about his manager and them asking him to play another position and him saying, bag it.
Dude, I'll tell you what, right now, as soon as the player starts acting like that, you're done. If you don't have someone to buy all in, right? All right, take away all the crap I talk about Javi Baez. He is literally doing whatever AJ Hinch asks him. You want me to play third? Fine. Short? Fine. Center field? Fine.
Yeah.
You don't want me to play today? Fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you know what? You literally take the two, compare the organizations between Boston and Detroit right now. The health of each is completely different. There's no reason, but I don't think Boston should be this bad. There's something dysfunctional going on there.
Oh yeah, you get any of that type of negativity in the locker room.
Yeah. Oh, it's contagious.
Oh, it is. And everything about the game of baseball is contagious.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually watched the Clubhouse Netflix show on from the Boston last year. And you don't get to see everything, but you see a little bit. You kind of get a glimpse into it. And I just got the sense that they don't necessarily take the game maybe as serious as other. I mean, I don't know compared because I'm not.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. But that's just kind of the feeling I got. There was just something off going on with them. So
yeah,
I don't think their GM, which actually was a former player, I can't remember his name right now. But yeah, I don't know. That would surprise me. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off on a tangent.
No.
I don't know, because what's going on with his he's got a quad injury right now.
Yeah, so he's injured right now.
Okay. I know he's having a career year. I know that.
Yeah, career year. Injured. He'll definitely be back, they said, by the trade deadline. So let him rehab himself in Boston. And so it's, to me, I think it's still too early to tell who we want to go after.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, sure. If he wasn't injured and he was still playing the way he's playing, go get him.
Yeah. Right.
Well, let's see how he comes back after injury.
Yeah, that, and I guess you're gonna have to, like, once the trade deadline comes around, like, see where the Tigers are at health wise, like, because I think the idea right now is to, once Meadows comes back, and from all accounts he's been playing really well in the minors, and I think he's probably a week or so away from being back.
Yeah,
so you slide Baez over to third, and then you probably platoon him and McKinstry a little bit. Both of them have been playing above their heads.
Where's Veerling at on his? Did he go back down?
He
re-injured himself.
Yeah, right. He had more shoulder inflammation, so I don't know.
Okay,
that could be lingering.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay, I heard something today. It was kind of near the end of the conversation that I kind of tuned into, and it almost sounded like he might be done for the year.
That would surprise me if he's already back at it.
So maybe that's where this Bregman thing kind of came up from.
Sure.
Veerling's out, right? So now.
Yeah. And you got to remember they sent Jace Young down, and he was not ready when he played.
No,
he was not ready.
He's not.
Especially from an offensive standpoint. But from all accounts, he's been hitting really well in Toledo again. That's still not saying much, but man, I do not think the Tigers would do that unless the asking price is low and they can get him. If they could get him for Lorenzo, like, you know what I mean? Maybe something else. That's
maybe
not,
some cash.
Yeah, that's not Max Clark or Mechanical or Bryce Renier. Like, those are untouchables.
Okay, so here's the next trade rumor.
Okay,
here's the next trade rumor. Paul Skeens.
I've heard this one too.
But you're giving them everything.
Yeah,
they're getting Clark. They're getting Mechanical, and who's the other big name?
I think his name is Bryce Renier. Like, the kid we just drafted, but he's been lighting it up.
We got to give him everything for Skeens. So you'd have Skubal, Skeens, Skubal, Skeens, Flaherty, Olsen, Mize would be our rotation. I mean,
man,
I don't even know, but I don't think we should unload our minors like that. I mean, Skeens is a beast.
I love him.
I mean, him and Skubal are going to be fighting for the best pitchers in the league for their career.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Skeens was a rookie last year.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's already at the top of the game. Man, I
mean, could you imagine? It almost reminds me of Verlander, Scherzer, Price, right?
And not
Sanchez, Porcello when they were here, right? Just
this time we finally have a bullpen to supplement.
This is very true. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I
thought it was nonsense because I'm like, okay, it's just one of those. I don't know. They keep bringing it up. I don't know if there's.
But again, these are all rumors, and I feel like a lot of it is like, I doubt that the Tigers have even thought about this. I doubt the Pirates have even thought about this.
Yeah.
It's probably just things that are getting brought up to
stir the pot.
Well, you know what also is, and let's be honest. This is the time of the year where, I mean, hockey fans are down, basketball fans are down, right? Even though it's the playoffs right now. So you have baseball, and okay, yes, you and I love baseball, but not everybody feels like we do with baseball.
Right.
So there's not too much going on. So I think they got to stir the pot, to get people talking, right?
I guarantee that's what it is.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some insider in either one of the organization because I'm sure these teams talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I could see in baseball meetings, like, all right, what do you think if we went for Skeens? And I could see them having fun with it too. Like, all right, well, what the hell would you give Pittsburgh? I don't know, everybody.
That's the interesting guy, because I bet you those type of conversations happen, and they probably happen from, like, in talks with team to team, but it doesn't get leaked. That those type of talks happen.
Yeah,
like, like just compare, like with the Lions situation. I guarantee you that they had conversations about Myles Garrett and Trey Hendrickson just because.
Oh yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
But maybe they don't want it to get out.
Yeah, why wouldn't Harris call up? I don't know who the Pirates GM is, but why wouldn't he call him up and be like, "Hey, you guys want to get rid of Skeens?"
Yeah,
like just fucking with them too.
They send him an email,
and I'm gonna hangs up. You know what I'm saying? But you could like,
or they do back channel feelers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
they do all kinds of stuff. There's probably conversations that have happened we would be shocked about. Between player swaps or trades or
players that almost came here, players that almost left here.
Yeah.
It's probably a list so long that like we couldn't even believe that we could have had that guy or we were going to get rid of that guy.
Right. Yeah, I would be shocked. I mean, would I be disappointed? I guess it depends on what we give up, but I mean, like that would pretty much is like that's a World Series rotation right there.
Yeah, I go back and forth on it. Like, I don't want to give up, but Skeens, he wouldn't be a rental. I mean,
yeah. Where is Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh sucks this year too, don't they? I
don't think they're very good. They're in last place last time.
Yeah, they're 21 and 36, 14
and half back. Pittsburgh doesn't keep their players.
They don't pay their guys.
They don't pay them. But the other thing that was brought up was what team would give up a player under control for 5 more seasons?
Yeah, because
if we would have control of Skeens for 5 more years.
Yeah. So you would have to give up. You would have to give up your top, like you said, your top 3 farm guys.
Which that intrigues me. I don't know if Pittsburgh would do it, but that intrigues me to have control over him for 5 years. Okay, yeah, you have arbitration, not this year, next year, right? So you're going to have to pay. You can't just pay him $500,000 a year.
You're not locked.
But you're not dropping $30 million on him a year. You might have to be, all right, we'll give you 12.
Right.
And so, but then you just kind of do that, just like Skubal. He's in arbitration now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Tigers haven't dropped 30 yet on him.
Right.
Here, we'll give you
30 would be I think a bargain.
But no, it would, right?
Yeah,
so I mean, that to me, that's what makes it interesting, is that it's not like, okay, we have Skeens that we gave up our whole farm system for this guy just so he can go sign with the Dodgers next year. No, he would be a Tiger. Him and Scoob would be a Tiger for minimum the next 2 years, because we still have Scoobs for 2 years control.
The thing with the Pirates too, I don't know what their the health of their like minor league or their prospect. I mean, like if they don't have a lot in the pipeline, then they would be smart to do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you could take one guy and trade him for 3 or 4 that have potential to lead you.
Yeah, exactly.
couple all-stars. Then you probably want to do it. Because you're just going to waste those years. And is there a chance that they wouldn't even re-sign him in 5 years or whatever, because they can't afford to pay him, so he's be gone anyways.
And why pay him all that money when you don't even have a team to support a $30-40 million player?
Right.
You're going to pay somebody $34 million so you can just be in 4th and 5th place?
Right, exactly. So, yeah, there's a lot to it. But I guess regardless, bringing him up, like, it's probably interesting to keep an eye on to see what they do with that.
Yeah, and again, I think these are kind of bold ideas at this point.
They could be.
I don't think anything. I mean, we could be crazy for even talking about it, but it's fun to talk about, right?
Sure.
Because you could go get these guys, but shit, you could go get both of them.
You're right. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, the Bregman thing. The Bregman, I think you could probably get him pretty easily.
I mean, that one seems more realistic than the Skeens.
Yeah.
Because you also don't know what the Yankees and Dodgers will throw at Pittsburgh.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, right? I mean, they might just open the checkbook and go, what do you want?
Right.
And we'll take them off your hands.
Oh, God, the Yankees. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting this year as a Tigers fan, because they are obviously going to be buyers, and it's going to be interesting to see what they buy.
Yeah.
Last year they sold and they actually won somehow.
Yeah, that was strange.
That was crazy, but I don't know. I mean, they could go a few different ways. They could trade for a starting pitcher. They could get a starting pitcher. They could use some infield help, or they could use a relief pitcher. That's kind of where I'm at. So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't like because the Tigers farm system is in really, really good shape too, and I hate to disrupt that. But I mean, if it's going to lock you into a World Series, then who are you to challenge that?
That's true. Is it not crazy that we were so bad 2 years ago? Last year we made the playoffs, and now we are considered World Series contenders. What the hell happened? Dude, what is going on in Detroit, period?
Think about a year ago. Like literally think about a year ago, like, okay, 10 months ago at this time, we were freaking depressed.
Well, you and I didn't even want to talk about them anymore on the podcast.
Yeah, I think we pretty much openly said that.
Yeah. Because they were just, it
got bad.
Garbage baseball.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden
it clicked.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I was thinking about this too. The turnaround reminds me of how the Lions did it. Like the Lions, I mean, they don't have the trade deadline like it happens in baseball, but remember in 2022, the Lions started 1-6, just dreadful. Fire Campbell. That's, you know what I mean? Just, and then all of a sudden something clicked.
Same thing. Something's going to happen. Yeah.
Yep. And something clicked and they haven't looked back since. And then the same thing with the Tigers. Something clicked last year with these guys and they haven't looked back since.
I think it's almost the exact same storyline.
It is. It seems like it.
And it's just, I mean, okay, well, why not the Pistons get thrown into that conversation?
Sure.
Last year, 14 wins.
Mm-hmm.
This year, go to the playoffs.
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
They may not be on the same trajectory, but I mean,
similar.
How is it not any different, right? Tigers, they're not making the playoffs last year. They made it.
Yep.
Lions, we just want you to make the playoffs. NFC Championship.
Yep.
Right? Pistons, can you just win maybe 30 games? 44 playoffs.
Yep.
I mean, just
Yep. Yeah.
These three Detroit teams are onto something. They're all rolling. It's almost like they feed off of each other. Like something's going on in the city.
Yeah, I agree, and it's fun. I mean, it was bad for a while, but thank God it's picked back up. But I don't know. Well, let me ask you this really quick. This topic actually came up on, I think it was 97.1 the other day. They asked, and it actually was kind of fun to think about because I don't know if the answer would be what everybody thinks it is. But okay, you got the Tigers and Lions. They seem to be close. You know what I mean? To getting it done.
Yes.
Which one gets it done first?
You told me that question earlier today, so I could think about it.
Yeah.
And I still don't know. My initial gut reaction is the Lions.
Okay.
They just see, and I guess I'm just going off of they're just maybe on this path that between both teams, I think they're one more year ahead of Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Tigers go and they're doing what they're doing where they're turning it around so quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna stick with the Lions. But doesn't mean I want to jinx that. Fuck. What if both teams win it next year, or Tigers win this year and the Lions win the next?
I think the Lions are like fourth favorite to win it all next year. I think the Tigers currently are fourth or fifth. So. They're in the mix. You can see it. It's with the Lions too. I was comparing them to. I know you're not a Michigan football fan, but Michigan football. It had this. Okay, so in 2021 they beat Ohio State. They finally broke through. Right, kind of like the Lions did in 23.
Yeah,
they win the division. They won a playoff game. They had a similar year, and then they had that. The Michigan that year got blown out in the playoff against Georgia, and then the Lions lost to San Francisco in heartbreaking fashion. Okay, and then the next year, the Lions go to the playoffs, right? And they play Washington and get embarrassed. Not embarrassed, but just unexpected loss. Michigan, their final year after that, got an embarrassing loss to TCU in the playoff.
Yeah.
And Michigan came back the final year, their hair on fire, and won the national championship. And then I think the Lions, I'm hoping they're following that same path because I think they could be. I think this is going to be the Lions' year.
I agree. I think this is the Lions' year. The thing, and I picked the Lions going back to, I think the Tigers have a really good chance to get to the ALCS and even to the World Series.
Yep.
The thing that bothers me is who they're going to be playing out of the National League with the amount of experience. I mean, you're talking, okay, if you get the Dodgers in there again, right, you just take that experience, right? They probably have, I don't know, well over 100, 150 years of experience of playoff between that whole 26-man roster.
Yeah.
Versus ours. I mean, last year we went in, we had 8-year playoff experience, and it was one player.
Yeah.
Or
right.
8 games, not years, 8 games. So they're probably over 150 games.
Mm-hmm.
But it was Vierling.
Oh, Vierling. Okay. Yeah, because Baez was out.
Baez was out. So we had, you know what I'm saying? So to me, that's the only thing that's going to hurt the Tigers. I think they can get to the playoffs. I think they can win another round. I think they can win 2 series, right? Maybe even get to the World Series. But I think that experience may
catch up to them.
Yes. and I hate saying it, obviously, because I want to be a homer and be like, yeah, Tigers can win it all. But I think it's something that could happen with these other contenders when you look at who's going to be in the playoffs, right? That's a lot of experience that these guys have on a big stage.
Yeah.
Where I think the Lions, they have that experience now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Between the last 2 years and even just other guys that have experienced it in their career.
Okay.
They're ready for it.
Yeah.
And they've been there. They've had the heartbreak.
Yep.
Right. They had that upset last year.
Yep.
You're exactly right. Their hair's on fire. They're ready to go.
I think the Lions can come up. But I guess to go back to the topic, the question, I am going with the Tigers.
Okay.
But I think both of them are going to do it this year. And only because the Tigers would play in October, I do believe they're going to get it done this year. I think the Tigers are going to get done first.
Could you imagine this city? Could you? I can't even think about it. I can't even think about what would happen if we had an October championship and a February championship within 5 months of each other.
Yeah,
still wouldn't even be over the Tigers yet.
My Windows 95 brain can't compute that.
No.
Yeah. Now, I think the Tigers, I think they have the team, and I know they got swept by the Dodgers, and more than likely you're looking at playing with the Dodgers or Phillies probably. And I do believe that the Tigers have the capability to beat the Yankees. I think that's probably their.
I'm not worried about the Yankees. The Tigers have beaten the Yankees for decades now in the playoff.
But I think the Tigers have the they have the manager, they have the lineup, and they have the pitching to counter the Dodgers. I do believe that. I know they got swept by them early on, but I do believe the Tigers.
Yeah, that's so early in the season, though. I don't think. And you know what? If that's the matchup, that's all they're going to talk about on TV. Like, well, that was 100 and some. So by the time you get to the World Series, you're talking 180 games ago.
Right,
okay?
right.
So totally different team.
Yep.
I think they have a chance. It'd be awesome if they could both do it this year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, like we said, with the trade deadline, if they're going to be major buyers, how they do that, how they pull it off, because they have to believe that they are there. They have arrived.
Yeah. All right. So you got another question?
No.
Okay. Because I got two more that have been flipped. These are kind of old.
Oh yeah, please go ahead.
These are older ones, but some of us friends have been going back and forth on both of these questions, and it's a 50-50 between both questions and where our like kind of group of friends stand. And these questions have been floating around Detroit, right? This isn't new. They came off the radio, right? But I just kind of want to talk about because it could be fun. And you and I talked about this one before, but
yeah.
Would you rather have a Tigers World Series or a Lions Super Bowl?
Oh man. I think it's a no-brainer for me. It's Lions Super Bowl.
Okay. And to me, it's opposite. It's a no-brainer for me. I want a World Series.
Tigers World Series. Okay.
And then it has nothing. It's just growing up baseball. Everything was baseball, right?
Yeah.
That's just kind of where it comes from. Grew up with the Tigers, right? It's just kind of my upbringing.
Sure.
Trust me, I want the Lions to win it. But if you had to, I could only pick one team to win it.
Yeah, the Tigers for me are a close second. I mean, I luckily got to witness the Michigan National Champions. That was high on my list, but the Tigers is very close to that. With the Lions, just with the, we know the history. We don't bring it up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so I think either or is a good answer. The thing is with the 84, like I was like a couple months old. You weren't even born yet.
Right?
Yeah, you weren't even born. So it's like
that's the other thing, right? I want one in my lifetime.
Yeah. So
it's hard for you to kind of count that. Like technically, yes, you have one in your lifetime, but
it doesn't.
It
doesn't count.
Yeah, when you're only, a year old, we're not even. What are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
So the other question is, and this all came from an AI predicted next 10-year Super Bowl champions.
Okay.
And it had the Lions winning one. And it was this year, this coming year.
Okay.
So would you take the guaranteed Super Bowl win next year, but you don't win one for another 9, right? Or do you don't take the guarantee and you just ride out the 10 years, hope for one, multiple, but you could end up 0. Did that make sense how it works?
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So guaranteed one in the next 10 years. Let's not even make it next year. Just guaranteed one in the next 10.
Yeah.
But to me, it changes it only based off the AI has it predicted in the first year. So you're guaranteed to win next year, but you don't for the next 9.
Yeah.
Or bypass that and you go for 1 plus or 0. I've thought a lot about this, and I finally have my answer.
Okay. I have an answer too. I am not taking that guarantee. I don't want to know. I want to be every year. I want to be hopeful that we have a chance. If you want it this coming year, and then I know for the next 9 years, we're just not going to get it done. Well, what's the point of watching? Part of the fun is not knowing.
So that's exactly where I'm at. Yeah, I'm not taking. I'd rather risk winning 0, because then what? So we watched the Lions this year, and it's like, well, call me in 9 years.
Right. I mean, unless I pick that one guarantee right now, and then the men in black come over and shine that pen on my face, and then I blank out,
and we forget that we're never about to win one the next 9 years.
Right. That's about it.
So, okay, what if it's the opposite? What if it's you're guaranteed 1 in 10 years? You don't know when, but you're guaranteed 1. Right? Because I think the thing that changes it for me was it's next year.
Yeah, now you know.
Now you know, so you don't do anything for 9 years. So what if it was the other way, and it's just you're guaranteed 1? No matter what, I can't tell you if it's year 1 or year 10, or anywhere in between, but you're guaranteed 1.
I'm still going. I don't like that option either. I don't. I'm still going with either 1, multiple, or none.
I think that's the way. That's how sports are, right? That's what sports are meant to be.
Yeah,
how they're meant to be watched, how they're meant to be enjoyed.
We don't know what's going to happen.
Every year, you hope your team wins the championship. I mean, even the worst, even the Carolina Panthers are hoping that they do something to win a Super Bowl, right?
The Rockies are still hoping.
The Rockies are hopeful. I mean, they could go on a 70-game tear and be,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah, the not knowing part is the best.
And it's so hard to win a championship in any league.
Yes, I agree.
On all levels, not even just pro, just any level of sports. But that's what makes it so much fun.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. It's the not knowing, it's the craziness, you know what I mean? That's part of the fun. That's probably why I have no hair either.
This might be contributed to that. Yeah.
I had a kid at it was Lydia, my stepdaughter's softball game. Was it last week or the week before? He comes up to me. I just came right from work. I didn't have a hat on. And he goes, "Nice hair." Like, what?
What a little shithead. That's hilarious.
It was quite fun. Touche, young man.
How old was he?
Probably like I don't know, 6 or 7, something like that.
Okay, so he's just talking.
He's a little
smack.
guy.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, they had a deep burn from a 6-year-old. Yeah, good times.
Go home and cry. Go cry in the car.
I did. I did.
Go home.
Put a wig on.
Some little kid made fun of me.
My old. Yeah.
Did you hear we're getting a new sports team? I heard this the other day. It's a little silly, but
a WNBA team?
No,
I heard they're trying to come back.
Yeah, I heard they're trying to make that happen. I heard they're trying to get an MLS team.
Yes, they've been trying for that for a while, right?
Yes, yeah. They have.
Okay.
No, so the TGL, the Tomorrow Golf League.
Oh, that's what it stands for. Tomorrow Golf.
Tomorrow Golf League. Yes,
okay.
Tomorrow Golf League.
All right.
It's a simulated golf league. All right, they created this whole arena. It's actually pretty cool. So it's a little different than your normal simulators that you and I would go to.
Yeah.
Right. So similar in that sense that they drive and they hit into that. But when you get into a bunker, they actually have a section where you go and your ball is placed in a bunker.
Oh,
you actually hit out of a sand trap.
Oh,
when you're on the green, they have this huge, I don't know how big it is, but this huge circle of a green, and it can change.
Like the terrain,
and like the way, so you hit into this green, you get into the green, and you go over to this putting green, essentially.
Yeah.
And so because at first I was like, well, this has got to be really easy for these players. I didn't realize they built this whole, and then if you're in the rough, you put your ball on different grade of grass.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
All, and I haven't
they try
watched
to get it realistic.
I haven't watched it yet because I actually just heard about this the other day. I guess it's been good. This was its second year.
Okay.
The season just finished. So, but the Motor City Golf Club is going to be our new team.
The name. Okay.
They don't know who's on our team. I say it's silly in the way that it has. So, Sheila Hamp and her family they bought into this team.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So just like any sports league, you got to
pockets.
Yeah, you got to have owners.
Yeah.
Right. But it's silly in the fact that this is only played in Palm Beach, Florida. They don't come to Detroit. They're just going to be other golfers from the PGA Tour that are on there, probably no ties at all to Detroit. So it's a little weird when you have a team, but they're not tied to your city at all. They have talked about maybe taking the show on the road, but this arena, I don't know how you move this type of arena, because they spent $50 million to build this arena.
Wow.
And there's seats in there and stuff that you can go to, right? So anybody can go to it. I don't see myself planning a trip to go to this at all. And from what I've heard is it's a lot of mixed feelings. You get some people that are like, this is awesome. I love golf so much. You have some people that are like, I love golf. I watched it for about 15 minutes and that's all I needed. Some people are like, it's great background noise when there's not a single other thing on TV. That's kind of how I feel like I would be. It'd be like, let me put this on in the background while I clean the house and do some yard work or whatever.
Let me
pull up the TGL arena so you can get an idea in your head.
All right.
I like the concept.
TGL arena.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably go to some images. Yeah. So you can get an idea of what it's pretty cool looking.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you see, you got the green and the bunkers, and it can all change and everything. So it's not just a simulator.
Okay. All right.
Cool idea.
Yeah.
I just don't know
I see. Okay. Yeah. I see the bunkers and then the different terrain or the different. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Interesting. So if you're curious, everybody check this out. It is kind of interesting.
It is cool. I mean, I guess if you live in the Palm Beach area, it would be something to do. Like I could see, like, hey, what are you doing Friday night? Want to go check out Rory and Tiger? And,
and all see those guys.
Yeah, because they're on teams. It's all PGA players. I know Ricky Fowler just joined. Justin Rose just joined.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to see all these guys. And it's more of when you look at it, it's more of an intimate seating, right? It's not you're not in like a full stadium. I don't even know how many people could fit in there, but
well, let me ask you this. Like, you know what, like what seems cool that could like spawn off of this is like amateur TGL leagues. Like you and I could sign.
That would be fun. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like doing like here in the winter.
Yeah.
You can play golf all year round.
Because I like going to the simulators.
Yeah.
But you do everything in in the simulator, right? And you don't even really putt in those simulators.
No, you just blast it.
As long as you get within 10, as long as you chip within, like, I think you can set it, but like 10 feet of the hole, it does like a self putt thing for you. So
okay.
It's not like that.
Yeah. This is full on simulated golf.
But that would be fun to go do. To me, that would be a lot more fun to play than to watch. I mean, do I really want to watch? That's almost like on the lines of EA.
The
games.
Yeah, the game.
Electronic, right? I mean, I don't really care to sit and watch somebody play Madden.
Yeah, that I can't get into.
I can't get into. And I know it's a huge sport, and there's a lot of money in it. And
I can't get into people.
There's college scholarships for it and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
I can't get into that, but yeah, it's interesting.
That's crazy. Yeah. We'll have to see where that goes. That's kind of interesting, and you wonder if that's going to. Hopefully, it doesn't like take away from actual golf. Like you start.
I don't think it will, because I don't think the fan base is going to stick with it.
Yeah, right.
I think this is fun. It might even be just more for the players to mess around with.
Right.
Trust me, I'm not watching that on Sundays. I better, take me to Pebble Beach, Torrey Pines, Augusta. That's I want to watch that. But I had to bring it up because we're getting a new team. Right? We got another team added to the thing.
I like it.
Motor City Golf League.
A very original name. I think they could have come up with something different, but I mean that's cool. Whatever.
And none of them have. They're all Atlanta Golf Club, Boston Golf Club.
Oh, they're all
golf club. Okay. Yeah. So
I don't know what that is. Sounds like a lawnmower.
All right. Stud and Dud.
Stud and Dud.
Stud and Dud.
Trying to actually find something for my stud real quick, but
all right, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Let me hear your stud.
So I'm gonna give it to all of the Canadians that were in Toronto. You guys welcomed me and my family with open open arms. You guys were great to us, very friendly. Blue Jay fans, tip of the cap to you guys. You guys were fun. A little bit of smack talking, but mostly friendly, right? All friendly stuff. So hats off to you guys for being who you are. Very friendly, and your city is awesome. So I couldn't ask for a better weekend. It was great. So
that's awesome.
Canada, Toronto, you're my studs of the week. Studs.
Yeah. I don't think Donald Trump will call them studs, but we will.
Yes. And you hockey fans are nuts. Yeah. I love it. But you're crazy.
Yeah.
You're crazy. I'm glad I got to experience it. I'm glad I got to experience it.
Yeah. All right, that's a good one. I like it. My stud is going to be the Dirt Diggler, Dylan Dingler.
Dingler, stud.
Yeah, stud. I just did not anticipate him having the year he's been having as a. Is he a rookie this year? I guess he's technically a rookie because he played.
Well, yeah, because he probably didn't get enough games in last year.
I don't think so. Yeah, and, like just to be, what is he hitting? Almost a 290. Playing the catcher position really well. You can't ask for anything more. He seems like every day he's getting a hit. Gets kind of big hit. So, really good to see. It's kind of crazy because I think we all just anticipated Rogers being our guy, but as soon as he's be the backup guy, which I'm okay with that because he's a great catcher. So like it's good to see that position is set,
and it's nice that he's doing well with the pitching staff, and not to take away from the other 4 guys or bullpen, but what he's doing with Scoobs.
Yes,
because Scooble only wanted Rogers to catch him last year. And caught him 100% of the time just because they had that relationship. Built. Now I understand Rogers got hurt. And Dingler had to step in. So, but it's nice to see that there because that's going to be a relationship that goes
a long time.
And it's sorry, Rogers, you're not going to be here for.
He just can't hit. Yeah, he can't.
Right.
Hit. Like
So Dingler and Scoobs, they could actually be together for a long time.
And not to mention Dingler's got a cannon for an arm, so like that's another threat too. With him back there. So yeah, he's I've been really impressed with him. So
nice, like it. Yep. All right, Dud. I'm gonna go from Monday's Tiger game, and you know what? I'm actually kind of defending this guy a little bit. One of my best friends, Javi Baez.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry. I don't like Javi Baez. Javier Baez. Javier Baez is who I like.
You got to get your Javier.
Javier, get it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So
it's not the same guy. It has to be Javier.
I don't like Javi Baez.
Yeah.
Okay,
you like
a horrible baseball. Now Javier Baez, totally different.
Yep.
All right, totally different.
Stud center fielder.
All right,
not chasing sliders anymore.
Javier Baez, but I'm going. The Dud is not Javier. It's the umpire, Phil Cuzzy, who ejected him.
Beer Cuzzy?
Yep. Cuzzy, Phil Cuzzy, whatever. He was just making bad calls. Yeah. Right? He was just making bad calls.
Yeah, he did not have a good day.
I thought Baez was gonna kill him after he threw him out of the game. And Javi was actually walking away.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he was chirping, right? Said something he wasn't supposed to, and he got thrown out. And then and did you see his interview after the game?
Something about treating him like an animal or something like that.
Yeah, and he was Baez. He's sitting there with a toothpick, right? And he's like picking.
Oh yeah, real cool.
He's like, hey, I'm still pissed. He's like, I understand they got a job to do, but all you got to do is make the right call. All those batters got to worry about timing the pitch, hitting the pitch, seeing the ball, running the bases, playing the game. All you got to do is just watch the ball cross the plate. And I was like, damn.
I don't think I'm going to have to go back and watch it because he does not say much.
No, he doesn't. But he was like, yeah, I'm pissed.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I like to see it. But then to see him have some life.
The next thing was the next day was AJ Hinch Kuzzy he was the third base umpire, and he put Javi Baez at third base. And Hinch was like, sometimes you got to be like the parent, and you got to put the two in the room together and make them figure it out.
I love Hinch, man. I love him.
I wonder what Javi thought when he was like, "You're playing third." You're like,
"Are you
son of a bitch?
Are you kidding me? I haven't played third up until probably the first 10 games of the season." Then you're gonna,
That's awesome. I wonder how Phil, the umpire, was like, "Please don't kill me.
Oh God,
please don't kill me.
Yeah,
please don't kill me."
Maybe a shot down the line, and Javi's just gonna let it go. Catch the guy right between the eyes.
Oh
wow.
Okay.
All right. Good one. All right, my dud is going to be the and this one actually was kind of brewing for we haven't recorded in a while. I've had this one brewing for a couple of weeks. It was just some of the sports media and some of the topics that have been like just hammered down our throat. One is this the Shedeur Sanders coverage. I'm just like,
he hasn't even played a snap yet.
Right, he's a 5th round drafted quarterback. Like he went 13-12 at Colorado. You like, I get it, he's Deion's son, but like that still does not require makes sense for the type of coverage he's getting. So I just, with the Mel Kipers and all that, like I'm just so sick of it.
Oh, they need Mel Kiper. Hang it up, man.
Yeah, dude, bro,
hang it up.
You're just okay. And then like another thing with the Bill Belichick and his girlfriend, like I get it, he's dating a 19-year-old and he's like 80. You know what I mean? But like unless she's like quarterbacking the UNC football team, I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't need to see what they're up to. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm sure it's gross or whatever, but I don't care anymore.
Well, what does that have to do? Okay, I don't even care. Go ahead, date the 19-year-old, right?
Yeah.
That has. Why do we got to bring outside the outside the line stuff? And you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Let's talk about him coaching. They're like, no. So how is your relationship? Who fucking cares?
Yeah, it's none of our business. It really is none of our business.
Whether or not you like it, don't like it, think it's gross or it doesn't matter. Why do we have to talk about it?
I don't know.
Let's talk about the fact that Bill Belichick is coming back at such an old age and going back to college.
Right.
How about that?
Yeah.
To me, that's a bigger story.
That's a way bigger story. Yep. Not this whole nonsense. And I think the media does this to try and destroy people at times on purpose. And it's sickening to me. I don't like it. And then another thing that got me really heated was I was actually doing yard work a couple weeks ago, and I had the headphones on. I was listening to 97.1, and they were talking about the Lions' upcoming year's Lenny Rico show, and they were baiting listeners into basically predicting the Lions were going to have, like, some guys are saying they're going to go 7-10, some were going to say they're going to go 8-9, 9-8, and they were just baiting them based on the Lions' schedule. I get it; they have a tough schedule this year, but they are not going 7-10, 8-9, 9-8. Like, I don't even think 10-7. It was just ridiculous. And they were feeding off of it, you could tell, and they do that a lot. And it's just, it drove me nuts. Like, this is supposed to be for entertainment. Like, and this is supposed to be for fun. Like, I don't need to hear all this.
And it's fine if a caller wants to call in and be like, hey, yeah, they're going 7-10, and you want to see them kind of debate about, but to
debate it, to throw more gas on the fire, and it really just, I had to turn it off. It was ridiculous. So I'm going with them.
That's good.
Just sports media in general.
Yeah, good.
Mainstream media,
bunch of duds.
Bunch of
duds. Don't listen to mainstream media. Listen to Mike's on the Mics.
That's right. We give you the facts, baby.
Yeah. The facts.
That's right.
All right. That was a good show.
Good show, man.
All right. I like that one.
Yeah. You know what? This time, none of us really.
We had a couple of no's, but not really. It was just like.
Took my outline and went like this.
Yeah. Tigers, Lions. Let's just see how it rolls.
Yep.
That was fun. So.
That was a good one.
We appreciate you, everybody, for listening. Go Motor City Golf Club. Welcome to Detroit.
Yep. They
got to start it. I don't. What do you?
Do they use golf carts? Is there a cart girl?
Do you think they have to pick up their own ball after they hit it into the screen? Do you think Tiger's walking up there bending over and pick it up, or is there a ball boy?
There's like a tennis ball boy that
just comes running across.
He cleans it off.
We're gonna put this on one time.
Yeah,
we're gonna put this on one time.
Yeah. TGL, check it out.
No, thanks for listening, everybody. We love you guys.
Yep. Have a good weekend, y'all.
Have a good weekend. Go Detroit.
Yep. Cheers.
Later.